To the Breakdown. I'm your host, Diane Rembert, avid reader, award-winning literary blogger, and the founder of Diamond's Literary World, which is my footprint in the literary industry. We are here today to talk about Ruthless, which is book 3 in the Deep Throat Diva series by none other than Cairo. It is important to note that this is a Zane Presents, so published by Streber Books. That alone should tell you that there is a lot going on in this book. Also, of course, the title, again, Deep Throat Diva series. You know that there is an oral fixation going on. In book 1, we were introduced to Pasha Allen, who was in a relationship, and her boyfriend went on a government vacation, a government funded vacation, I will say that. And you know, in order to to preserve herself, she went on a website, created an identity, and she started meeting men to give them oral pleasure. Her boyfriend came home, found out what was going on, and it went downhill from there. Book 2, Retribution, we find out that she married said boyfriend, but she's starting to put the pieces of the puzzle together as to what actually happened that night. And she's not liking what she sees, and I'll just say that. Now in book 3, with the assistance of a few people, Pasha is determined to seek revenge on everyone who is responsible for that night. Whether they were there, you know, if they had any parts to do with that night, she is seeking revenge on them. Now, what I will say is she sent her son and her nanny, a best friend, I believe, off to another state, you know, because she didn't want them around while she was committing these crimes. There was a lot of what they say, flower bringing and slow singing, and some was by, you know, people she actually knew and loved, unfortunately. But when they woke the beast up in Pasha in book 2, it was like no stopping her. Like, we had never seen this side of her before. Like, I felt like Pasha could have been a trained or paid assassin. You know, that's just how deadly she was. And then when it got to the point where some people felt like they didn't want her to get her hands dirty anymore, they came and assisted her, and I almost felt like they were having fun with this. I know Pasha was, you know, like, she was enjoying it sometimes, just a little too much for me. But she was hurt, and she was bruised, and she was damaged. So I get it. Also have to make mention of a recurring character in this series who had a book of her own by the name of Big Booty. If you remember, Big Booty is a character, 10 kids, something like 7 baby fathers, you know, I mean, hair laid to the side, you know, gear on point, you know, the latest shoes and purses, because she, although she may have been ghetto, she was getting her money, she was getting coinked from these guys. Like, and if that's not your thing, you know, hey. But I will say that Big Booty is just comic relief in this series. The way she talks, the way she conducts herself. Only thing I didn't like is the way she talked to her children. But now, what I loved about this series, I'm almost positive that Cairo is from the New Jersey area. And I'm talking about in the area that I live in. The reason why is because the author names cities and streets in cities that you would have to be very, very familiar with the area to know said streets and, you know, locations, different landmarks and things like that. Like I was like, oh my goodness, like I know exactly where, he's talking about. And I love that about the book. I like books that are relatable in location. And I found that throughout the series. So I definitely am looking forward to reading more from Cairo. But as far as Pasha Allen and the crew, I think that we are done. I don't know, because in Cairo's books, you guys know that they make an appearance in other books. So I don't know if she's going to come back at some point, but I think this is the end of this series, and I truly enjoyed it. I hope that you guys will take a minute. Please do not prejudge. Like I said, there's a lot of sex going on in here, so if you like erotica, then Cairo may be for you. Some people say that, the sex is too much. I don't I don't agree. I don't think that the sex is too much. If it's not for you, put it down. But if those of us who are grown and realistic, like, oh wow, and just keep going. I know that I get caught up in the web sometimes. I'm like, I'm not gonna read another book by Cairo, and then I find myself looking for another book. So, but that because this was the end of the series, I said, okay, I'm gonna stop right here. But I want you guys to go and pick it up. If you've read the Deep Throat Diva series, please get in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on either book 1, 2, or 3. You guys know I like the dialogue about these books. There's also, in case you didn't know, this phenomenal new app called Clubhouse. And so when I read a book, I'm finding myself now reading books, going to Clubhouse, and just finding people who have read the book, do an impromptu book discussion. If you are not on there, it's an app for iPhone and iPad users right now. We are the beta testers. I believe they're opening up to Android users soon. But I'm having a lot of fun on Clubhouse. And I love the fact that, like I said, I can have impromptu book discussions. So the way I interact with you guys here, I feel like I can go and interact over there just on not a wider spectrum, because I believe YouTube is global, but then again, so is Clubhouse. So come and check me out over there. I would love to hear from you guys. I want to give a special shout out, of course, to T Styles and publisher Sharice Washington for the You Are My Sunshine chain. Like I told you guys, as I do videos going forward, I'm going to be wearing this because it's very special to me. I'm also going to be acknowledging any gift that I receive from authors because I think it's so important that we give recognition. If 2020 taught us nothing else, it's that we need to give flowers when people are alive to smell them. So with that being said, I hope that you guys are having an awesome weekend. It is the weekend. I hope that you are setting those 2021 reading goals, and I hope that you somewhat stick to them or surpass them, or whatever is your choice, and just have fun with it. Until next time, guys, happy reading and be blessed.